So these would be the stretches we would use for our more senior classes. So our older classes would use these ones, especially our Thursday Modern Theatre classes, because flexibility would be used a lot more than in our hip hop or street dances classes currently. So the ones we would start off with usually are on the floor. So we start off with our feet together, hands on the ankles, and we use our elbows just to push down and open up the hip joint. And these stretches can be used after a good warm-up, some body conditioning, and then you can go into your stretches if your muscles are warm, but ideally at the end of class. So this is when you're going to get the most out of your muscles, because they're going to be the warmest. And if you think of what I always give the blue tack analogy, so if you have blue tack fresh out of the pack, it just pulls and snaps. If you spend a minute or two just rubbing them and rolling them, it'll generate heat, and then it's more likely to be pliable. So what we're trying to avoid is forced flexibility. Instead, we want to have a more of an opening or a releasing. I find that's much more beneficial for the body than forcing. So we use the breath to help and open up those muscles. So after we've done some rock side to side, you can even take your hand and elbow onto the ground into your side stretch and onto the other side. And you can just go through this. And this is really just to lower your heart rate and let everything come back to the center again. Okay, come back to center. Now bring your knees in together and stretch your legs out. So what we're looking for here is a lift up in the body. So we don't want to be slumped over our legs, but rather we want to be working on lifting up our backs. So we're just going to take a little bit of a lengthening forward, and sometimes I like to breathe in and stretch, and then keep the hands in front of you as you reach out. Often when we put our hands on our legs, we go into pulling motion, and then that's not so good for our muscles. Whereas if we just hold our arms out in front of us and breathe in, and then as we breathe out, feel ourselves lengthening along our legs. Breathe in. Now drop your head. So the simple action of dropping your head will bring the stretch right into your spine as well. So I've tucked my chin right into my chest here, and this is where I'm going to breathe. And you're going to find it's a little bit more difficult to breathe here because your stomach is on your legs. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out and relax. Breathe in and lengthen. And breathe out and relax. Now next one, flex the feet. So now you'll see that the stretch will now come into the calf muscles as well. So you're still holding this position. If I turn sideways, it's this position here. So you've got your head tucked in as far as it will go. Your feet are flexed and you're lengthening and you're relaxing. And you're lengthening and you're relaxing. And you continue through that 3 breaths of that with feet flexed. Then you can come up from there and you can point your toes and lengthen out. Then we go into our second position. So your first modification you can do is to take one leg in like this and either the foot flexed or pointed out. So pointed is easier, flex is a little bit more difficult. If this position is quite easy for you, then you can go out into the second position here. Now, you want to go into this position only when you can get your back straight. So you want to have your back straight. If you haven't got the flexibility in the hips yet to do that and you're sitting back here, you're not really going to benefit from that stretch. You're not really going to benefit much from that stretch. So what I would do is I would work in this position here to work to get the spine up straight, and then gradually opening the legs out until you can get to this position. Okay, so this position here will still work the inside of the thighs, but it'll be easier if you haven't got that pelvis up. Okay, so let's say that you're either working here or here. Same rules apply. You take your hands out to second, and what you're going to do is you're going to reach up and over, and you're going to do a sideways stretch first. So you really want to open up the body there and do a sideways lengthen. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Take it over to the other side. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Always a good time to get quiet. And really into your body. Okay, come up through the center, and then you're going to reach it forward. Okay, so a couple of options here. You can just continuously reach as your arms open up. You can drop your elbows down to the ground. You can drop your head, or if you're quite flexible, or you've been doing gymnastics, and you can get your body right down onto the floor, which you see I can't, you can go for that. Again, toes pointed easier, toes flex a little bit more difficult, localizing on these ones here. So choose your position, and you've got 3 breaths. Now you never want to go so far that your knees start to bend or your legs start to roll in or roll out. So you really want to get the leg position right, and you can keep holding it while I'm talking. And to get those legs positions, if they start to roll inwards, you're losing the stretch. So never feel you have to force yourself further forward. If this is where your stretch is, you honor your body and you stay where you are. Only go to the next step. Otherwise you're going to end up injured and you're going to put yourself back 6 weeks. All right, so you've got your stretches there. Now next one's your twist. So we've gone sideways, we've gone forwards. Now what you're going to do is you're going to twist your body, and you're working to get 2 shoulders without letting this leg roll in, and twist, and then 2 arms reaching. So again, you can choose your ankle as long as you don't start pulling against yourself, or you can hug around, or you can just put your hands on the floor. And you want to have your hands level, and then reaching, breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Now you don't just have to hold for 3 breaths. You can really hold it for as many as you want. If you want to stay here for 1 or 2 minutes, you're going to get the most benefit from all of these stretches the longer you stay in them. And come back up. And breathe out. So even if you want to pause this video, get yourself a nice piece of music and just go through the stretches, holding each stretch for maybe half a song, maybe even a full song, and then moving on. What a lovely way to wind down your day. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And coming up. All right, next move on to the side. Bring your leg in. Now, of course, you can do those stretches with 1 leg in. Same thing, twist, same thing, same thing. You just got to remember to do it on both legs. So that's the sideways, the forwards, and the twist. So all of those can be done with 1 leg in if you choose, and the leg pointed. Okay, so you're going from here to 1 leg in, and we're going to go up and over. So now you're going to